Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and in this video you guys are going to see my reaction to The World's End, which ended the trilogy of movies that we watched with Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and finally The World's End. If you would like to watch the full movie, I can't post the entire thing on YouTube here because of copyright issues, but if you'd like to watch the full movie, you can head over to my Patreon. It'll be the first link in the description, and there you can watch the entire movie along with a lot of other content. Some of the movies I've watched on Patreon include Alien, Matter of Life and Death, An American Werewolf in London, Billy Elliot, East is East, Elephant Man, Hot Fuzz, The In-Betweeners Movie 1 and The In-Betweeners Movie 2, Pride, Shaun of the Dead, obviously, Snatch, The King's Speech, Trainspotting, and finally The World's End, which is what's going to be showcased in today's video. So every Friday on Patreon, we watch a new movie that is picked by you guys, the patrons in the community. There's a poll every week that is curated based on suggestions from all of you. Along with this weekly movie night, we also watch 3 episodes of different shows a week. Our current rotation of shows includes Father Ted, Blackadder, Friday Night Dinner, and QI. But we've also watched The In-Betweeners, Peep Show, Derek, The Office, UK, and the IT Crowd. Upon joining Patreon, you have access to every single thing I've ever done on the site, so all of those reactions will be up and you can watch them. You can also message me on Patreon, so I respond to all the messages. If you'd like to talk about anything, easy way to contact me. And overall, just a great way to support me, and I would really appreciate if you joined. If not though, I hope you can enjoy this reaction here on YouTube. Like I said, I apologize I can't post the full ones on YouTube, but there are very strict copyright policies on YouTube. But anyways guys, I really appreciate all your support, and for those of you who are already a part of my Patreon, thank you so much. Really means the world to me that you would join that. So yeah, and the Patreon community, especially over the past few weeks, has been getting really active. The comment sections are super active. Everyone has a good time over there. So if you're interested, make sure you consider joining that. Without further ado, enjoy The World's End. Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we're going to be watching The World's End. Happy Friday everyone. Hope everyone had a good week, and I hope you guys are ready to enjoy this Friday movie night. So, The World's End absolutely destroyed the movie poll. I think it was over 40% of you guys voted for The World's End. So, we will be finishing off the trilogy. Obviously, we watched Hot Fuzz, well, Shaun of the Dead. And now that I've had some time for that to, marinate, I think Shaun of the Dead was my favorite out of Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. It just stood out more to me, and it was just so much more emotional. However, Hot Fuzz had a lot more jump scares, so that may play into why I enjoyed Shaun of the Dead more. So yeah, hopefully this one doesn't have too many jump scares. We'll find out, and we'll see if it's sad like the past few weeks have been. I don't think it will be, though, just for some reason. But yeah, let's get right into it. Hope you guys are all ready to have a fun weekend, and let's do it.
Sam tagged along for a while, but then I had to let her go. I had another date that night, and her name was Amber. 9 pints in.
Bro, I really like this plot so far. Like, this is setting up to be a good one.
Follow Gary King into almost certain oblivion. Hello, Stephen.
Guys,
all right, mate?
I'm so sorry for pausing so early, but these are such feelings that I've had maybe within the past years. Like, I have so many childhood friends who I'm still in touch with, and it's always this like lingering fear that we'll be out of touch. But I always think of something like this, like when we're older, we're all gonna get together just for old times. Like, this just makes me so happy, bro.
Pete, hi, mate. Didn't we decide to stop calling?
I remember this one. I put this on a tape for you, didn't I?
Yeah, this is it. Drunk.
No, sorry. Can we have 4 of those and a tap water, please?
What?
Number 10.
The humans.
Yeah? What do you want?
Alright. Let me take these off. Oh. Alright, so that was The World's End. I have a lot to say about that. So, I like the film, but I have mixed feelings about it. First of all, I did not like that ending. Just being honest, I don't know. The ending, I feel so unfulfilled. He didn't finish the last pint at The World's End, Then they go to some random bar and ask for 5 glasses of water, and they're all blanks. I don't know. That ending was just weird to me. However, the premise of the film, there are so many different themes in this film, and this film touches on so many different things that, like, are like some of my biggest insecurities, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, that whole thing about, you know, like corporate enslavement and essentially losing your identity to the 9-to-5 is something that I really want to avoid, and is something that I think about every day as I pursue this degree. And, you know, we had a career fair recently, and I talked to some, you know, employers about getting an internship and things like that. And it's just like, you know, it's just always there at the back of my mind. So that's something that definitely has bothered me, I guess, which is good because, you know, you want to question things in life. You don't just want to settle for stuff. Another thing, which I mentioned at the start, which is what I loved about the film, was the sense of camaraderie and coming together with old friends. I have some really great friends who I've known for, you know, over a decade, who I don't want to lose. Like, we're just super close. We can go months without talking, or like a month without talking, and we see each other and everything's still the same. You know, we go to different university. One of my friends is in the Navy, actually, and I see him like once a year, but nothing ever changes. And we talk about that. I saw him this summer, and it was like, bro, like, we're gonna be friends for like the rest of our lives. So just the thought of that, and I'm sure I'm gonna have friends who, you know, naturally you become distant with, but that's what made me think of that, because I would definitely want to see them like when we're all grown up and do the same things we did when we were younger, which is exactly like, maybe not that. We got up to different activities than the pubs because we're not really allowed to drink when we were younger, since it's way different. But you guys get what I'm saying. So that really resonated with me. Those themes in the film just made it such a great film. Something that I thought took away from the film was the action aspect of it and how abruptly it entered the film. When Gary fought that teenager in the bathroom and he would turn blue, you guys just saw the shock on my face, because I did not think that the movie was going to turn into that. Just how it started out. Like, I would have been so happy if they had just gone through the pub crawl. But I guess it, you know, I was wondering, like, how is this going to be so interesting if they just go through without any conflicts or any obstacles? So I guess that's what it was. Action doesn't really do that much for me personally. I find it to be kind of corny, and it just seems like, I don't know. It never has been my thing. I hate Marvel. I never enjoy those types of films. So that's, you know, the action stuff just didn't really do much for me. I found it kind of course, I was looking behind me because it creeped me out at first, seeing the blue blood or whatever. But, you know, the eyes lighting up and the overblown spark effects and things like that, it kind of just goes over my head, and it doesn't sit with me nearly as much as like the actual feelings and sentiments and themes in the film, which I described earlier. So that part I felt took away from the movie for me personally. However, I really enjoyed this movie. Like, it was a really good movie. Didn't like the ending, like I said, but just the entire premise of the film. I also wonder why he didn't finish the last pint, or there was no mention of it, because there were so many times where they were facing the world's end after they had defeated or, you know, got rid of the overbearing robots trying to enslave them essentially and take away their humanity. There were so many times where they were faced at the world's end, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be like, oh, we didn't finish the last pint, let me go back in through the explosion and just do it, and then we'll die and it'll end happily, I guess. But there was not even a mention of it. So I was like, that was the whole point of the film, was to go to the 12 pubs and finish at the world's end. So why didn't, you know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. Did I miss something there? Or is that like they just completely abandoned that part of the film, which was the entire structure of the film? So I found that a bit weird. The ending also, I keep mentioning the ending. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. But enough rambling, guys. I thought it was a great film, and I'm so glad we checked out this trilogy. Whoever that main character is, the main character, Gary, he had different names. He had Sean, and I forgot his name in Hot Fuzz, or if he was even the main character in Hot Fuzz. He was. He is a great actor. Like, his ability to play these different roles, I mean, he nailed every role he had in all 3 of those movies. And I know a lot of you had mentioned that The World's End was considered the weaker of the 3. I didn't find it to be that much weaker than the 3. You know, if I were to compare it to Shaun of the Dead, which is my favorite out of the 3 for sure, I would say, yeah, it's a little weaker, but it's not weaker to the point where you have to mention that it's weaker. Like, I still thought it was a really good film. So I'm super happy we checked out the trilogy. I can tell, like, it just felt so British, if that makes any sense. And I feel like the more and more I watch these films, like, these films give me an even better grasp than the videos I react to on, you know, what Britain is and what it is to be British. Like, I feel like I have, like, even just, like, paying attention to the dialogue and conversations, it's so easy for me to pick up on the slang and things like that. So I'm becoming one of you guys slowly but surely. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the film. I really want to hear your opinions, and what are your thoughts on what I had to say? Like, do you think I missed any parts of the film, or was there something that went over my head that would have changed my ideas? Please make me aware of it, because I really did like the film, despite my critiques of it. I enjoyed every second of it. I was very engaged, so that's a good sign. You know, if you're engaged, you're definitely, something about it is drawing you in. All right, enough of the review part of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. With that being said, everyone, God, I nerded out there for a bit. I just got so wrapped into my little review of the film. With that being said, everyone, I hope you all have a great weekend. Let me know in the comments what you're planning on doing this weekend. And yeah, thanks for recommending this film. We'll have another poll next week. If you want, you can drop some more recommendations on this, but we have quite a few already. So I'll be crafting a poll with some more films for us to check out next week. I'm glad a lot of people have been saying they've been enjoying this Friday movie night installment, so I'm really glad you guys are too. It's something I look forward to every week. Like, I'm like, yeah, Friday we're gonna have a good time. So with that being said, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.